notice things that are suspicious.
Hello and welcome to the Media Circus, the superficial game show that still takes the news more seriously than the news does.
Sydney's housing crisis has become so acute that even the fairy penguins of Manly are finding it hard to break into the market.
Joining the Media Circus this week, please welcome from the checkout, Ben Jenkins. FBI Radio's Hannah Riley. And I'll let Sandra Sully do the next introduction.
Hugh, take it away. About now would be good, Hugh.
And he's still waiting for a phone call from his sources.
It's Hugh Remington! And you guys at Team Australia, you're up against respected journalist Tracy Spicer. Respected comedian Peter Burner. And Chris Taylor. And this week, you guys are Team Ebola. So we go. And we've been asked not to make any comments about the appearance of our fact checker this week. Ladies and gentlemen, Renee Zellweger.
You had me at hello, Craig.
OK, let's get into the news game.
Round one.
And this week, Parliament is debating the government's Foreign Fighters Bill. It will make it illegal to enter declared terrorist zones without a valid reason, which is terrible news for Hamish and Andy's gap year Syria. The bill's relevance was highlighted by new ISIS videos featuring an Australian teenager.
We will not stop fighting. We will not put down our weapons until we reach your lands.
So hang on, when you reach our lands, you will put your weapons down? That's fine then, that's no problem at all. Look, our first question's about the reaction to that video, and it's for Team Australia, so Hugh, come on up here.
Kill him.
Hugh, I'm going to show you 4 quotes in response to that Sydney teen's video. See if you can match them up to the person that made them, OK? Here are the quotes. One person said, he's a stupid idiot. Someone else said it was the rantings of youth. Somebody said he was a theatre lover, big insult, and somebody called him a dickhead, OK? And here are your choices. It was either his family, a politician, a counter-terrorism expert, or his friends. Here they are. You've got to line them up. Who do you think called him a stupid idiot?
Well, no one caught on that he's actually thinking he's joined the Ranga Liberation Front. He's entirely the wrong mob anyway. But
he does stand out a bit, doesn't he?
Am I allowed to phone a friend here?
You are, yeah. You can talk to your team.
I'm allowed to phone the guy himself.
I feel like stupid idiot sounds like something a dad would say. Or maybe just my dad, actually. But no, it feels like, oh, you bloody stupid idiot, being a terrorist over there. Like, that feels
idiot.
wrong.
OK, we'll go with that. Then the family
stupid idiot, his
yep.
family. The rantings of youth.
I think that might be a terrorism expert.
I'm going with her.
OK, all right. Terrorism expert is up to number 2.
A theatre lover.
Now, there are Australian politicians for whom theatre lover is an insult.
Deep insult.
If that was Katter...
Yeah, bang that in there. And I reckon his family called him a dickhead, but maybe his friends.
You're in his... so friends,
yeah,
dickhead,
yep,
theatre lover, Australian politician.
All of the above.
OK.
Absolutely.
Let's see how you went. Stupid idiot was a family member, indeed. Yes, well done. It was his friends that revealed...
He had a love of theatre.
Yes. Oh. But Elmer's school theatre kind of background didn't help out because in the latest ISIS video, he's been demoted to a background extra. Look at him, see? He's got a minor role in this. Apparently, he did audition for the role of Sleepy Jihadi number 2, but he got beaten out by this guy. He's good, though. I mean, fair enough. Here's what the terrorism expert had to say.
I'm hoping that most people will ignore this and think it's the ranting of youth. However, there might be some people that will take this seriously.
Don't be silly. I mean, no one took this seriously.
That video is chilling. A chilling new Islamic State video.
Chilling video.
I think that's SBS News. I'm not sure at the end there. Although independent Senator David Leyonhjelm certainly didn't find the video chilling.
These people are dealing with a dickhead.
So let's see how you went at the end of that. Let's see how many you got right. 2 out of 4. Well done, Hugh. Well done, not too bad.
I don't find it chilling. Like Josh Thomas's Optus ads, I find chilling. These I can kind of handle.
Yeah.
What I like about this guy is that, you know, remember, like, was it 5 or 10 years ago, the bar for, like, troubled youth was Corey Worthington, just throwing a really wild party. Yeah. Now, Worthington is so lame.
Yeah, we all had our 17-year-old stages, like, some people listen to Nickelback, some people go to Syria. Like, who could say which is worse?
God,
Nickelback's worse. Nickelback's worse.
I remember my ISIS phase, so embarrassing. Look at those photos.
Yeah. Tracy, do you think that the media, by calling it chilling and everything, is doing exactly what ISIS wanted, you know, to build the fear?
The media is complicit in helping ISIS advertise, frankly, because the media's so scary and caught up in this fear campaign with the ginger jihadi. I mean, it makes it look like...
Which is the bigger insult there, ginger or jihadi?
I think they're equally insulting.
Yes, Jazz.
Sorry, I'm going to have to fact-check you guys on all this ginger talk, because it turns out, and this is for real, that some dodgy site on the internet has done an analysis of all the white British converts to extremist Islam, and believe it or not, more than 70% of them are redheads. And according to an anonymous Muslim think tank that they won't name, the reason for that is because people keep on making fun of redheads. So stop! You're causing terrorism!
Wow! That's not sending redheads, that's sending leprechauns.
I thought it was the paddle pop line.
Channel 10, you didn't call it chilling.
What did we go with? I can't remember.
A Sydney runaway teenager who was featured in the latest ISIL propaganda video has been ridiculed by a federal senator as just a silly boy, or as he puts it, a stupid clown.
You didn't even say the word dickhead.
I did use the word dickhead, and had I done it, I might have remembered it, so there you go.
Just a silly boy. It's like the poster line for Life of Brian.
Well, that's exactly what it is, and in some ways I think we should have a laugh at them. They're not comedic on the level that they're killing lots of people, and let's not make any mistake about that, but a little bit more of just satire and just laughing at these clowns.
But to Tracy's point, would it not be more effective to not give them any oxygen at all? Because it's clearly what they want is to make a splash and want their moment, you know, their 15 minutes.
He's got to fill an hour of news and we've got to fill a show about the news. Just shut up, Chris.
But do you think part of it is that nobody wants to be the person or the network or the outlet saying, oh, look at this dickhead, look at this idiot, totally harmless, and then when something terrible happens, people can turn around and say, you made light of this.
He's still a dickhead, either way.
Yeah. Oh, now you say it. Yeah.
I feel, up to a point, sorry for this guy. He's going to realise that his great adventure is actually putting him in company with some of the most nasty people, deranged people on earth, and he's not going to come unscarred out of that no matter what happens. It's not a game. This kid was so low on the scale of any potential threat. You know, I'm off fishing, and then he turns up over there.
You are right, though. Elmir is clearly a terrorist mastermind, and then this was his excuse when he snuck out of Australia.
Now, it's believed that he told his parents he was going fishing.
It's a really big jump.
Fact check, Craig. He actually was going fishing. You shouldn't be facetious about this. It all makes sense if you see his bearded extremist preacher.
Also this week, opposition leader Bill Shorten told the Australian Christian Lobby National Conference that he's in favour of gay marriage. Now, that is newsworthy, but it's not as newsworthy as the story that came directly before it on Channel 7 News.
Ronnie Wood made the most of some free time this morning. He got up close and personal with a koala named Eddie and an endangered pygmy blue-tongued lizard.
The koala was wondering why he was taken to the reptile park there, I think.
First time the koala's been held by something more stoned than him.
But look, it's not always easy to choose the right order for news stories. So let's see if Team Ebola can get their priorities right as we play... OK, Tracy, the stories you're about to see were all played on a Channel 9 news bulletin, and we've put them out of order. You've got to try and guess which order they were played in, but let's see the stories first.
A truck fire closes one lane of the M5, Ebola hits New York City, new fire engines for rural areas, and 4 New York police attacked with axe.
All right, Tracy, as an experienced news reader, let's see if you can put them in the right order there.
Do you know what? This is a really tough one because a boss at a radio station once told me, Tracy, you need to scare the audience into listening to you. It's all about fear. You've got to frighten them more. And the choice is all about, you know, fear and the 7 deadly sins, and these are all about fear. So
which is more frightening? Yeah, which is more frightening?
Fire engine. That's just me. I got a real thing with fire engine.
Tracy, did you ever consider just opening a broadcast with blur?
Look, I think closes M5 because it's all about local fear and traffic, and especially Sydney.
Most people on the M5 wouldn't notice that disruption. It's closed all the time.
Excellent point.
That's what I always find weird is why on the news do they run the traffic? Because you can't see it if you're in a car. Everyone's sitting at home going, well, I'm home.
I agree with Tracy. I reckon definitely truck closures.
All right, so truck closures, that's going to go number 1 there, OK.
And I'm thinking maybe Ebola in New York because Ebola is like boo scary and we're team Ebola. What do you think, guys? Ebola?
You know these numbers aren't the actual answers.
Oh, really?
On the back of the tragedy in Canada, I would go with the New York axe attack.
So 1 and then 4?
All right, now, between new fire engines and Ebola in New York.
I'm thinking Ebola because it's New York, you know. What do you guys think?
The New York Ebola was like the 3rd Ebola case in America, so it was starting to get...
Boring?
Yeah.
They did that last week.
Oh, news. Ebola so last week.
This is on Channel 9.
Oh, well, that changes everything.
Fire engines first.
Oh, let's leave it as it is.
Let's leave it as is? OK, lock that in. Let's see the order that 9 News played them in.
Security cameras have captured a violent axe attack in New York, and a burning truck forced the closure of 1 lane of the M5 at Moorebank today. More than 100 new RFS fire trucks are being delivered to our rural communities.
The first Ebola patient in America's most densely populated city.
You got 2 right. You're close. You got them in the right order.
Not bad, not bad.
Well done, thank you, Tracy.
Sorry, guys.
Actually, Hugh, on your bulletin, you ran the New York Ebola story before the New York axe attack story. How is that decision made? Like, you know, do you discuss that?
The sequence is not necessarily most important, second most important, and so on.
You're actually trying to
So there's a flow. There's a flow that runs through the hour because you've got people coming into the bulletin. In fact, the peak of our bulletin's around about halfway through it.
Because they were stuck on the M5.
Because they were stuck on the M5. I couldn't get round all those fire engines.
Look, Tracy, when you're reading the news, you're the face of the news. Do you kind of feel responsible for what goes out there? Do you get to choose what it is?
Look, things have changed dramatically in the past. 27 years since I've been in the business. All those years ago, the second night I read the news for Channel 10 in Brisbane, I was given an introduction that said, drunk and on the dole, that's what most people think about Aborigines. But new research shows that's not the case. And I went up to the producer, all 23 years of age, and I said, this is bloody outrageous, I'm not reading it.
So was Barry Spur right in your bulletin?
Funnily enough, he was. That was his name. And she said, well, you read it or you lose your job. She said, honey, you're not paid to think.
Oh, wow. She gave you a honey.
She gave me a honey.
Were you reading the news on the Real Housewives or something?
Yes. And then the next night, the station manager told me to stick my tits out more. So that was kind of the era that we're talking about.
I got told that on Backburner too.
And you did.
And I did. I wanted the job, man.
But, you know, things have changed for the positive. Now we have much more of an input into the bulletin, especially with 24-hour news channels. So it's
actually just because of cutbacks. It's only Hugh left at Channel 10.
Exactly right. He's doing everything.
So, look, at the end of that round, it's actually a tie. Congratulations. So you get to share in this official ISIS gone fishing time. We'll take the fishing.
Tony Abbott hates Darwin.
Well, Canberra's a lovely city. So's Sydney, so's Melbourne, so's Adelaide, so's Perth, so's Brisbane. They're all great cities.
See? Tony Abbott hates Darwin. And P.S. he thinks Hobart's pretty shit too.
Australia's been criticised for not doing enough to combat Ebola. I mean, even Bono got stuck into us this week.
The idea that you wouldn't send medical workers to West Africa. This is just not the Australia that I know.
Yes, and Bono can judge us because he sent to West Africa 3 million unwanted U2 albums. So thanks very much for that. But what has everyone else been giving to West Africa? OK, let's see. Team Australia, who's given more IKEA or Cuba?
Definitely IKEA. Any people that give away hot dogs for $1 is a generous and magnanimous people.
Agreed.
Definitely IKEA.
Agreed.
I'm going Cuba. Cuba's given lots of doctors, haven't they?
Lots of doctors, yes, which is not edible but still good at this time.
The IKEA quarantine box is called a Forkel snort.
Well, Hugh says Cuba, so let's go.
We say Cuba.
No, don't go with me.
No, we will. We
So
absolutely
is the question
will.
people or money or what is it?
Well, in actual fact, you are right here. IKEA has pledged €5 million, while Cuba has sent 256 medical professionals, which is the number of people it takes to put together the IKEA medical supplies. But we don't know which is worth more, so we're going to actually give you a point anyway. You couldn't compare the two. There you go.
So generous.
We'll take that point.
So, Team Ebola, Greece or Samsung, who's given more?
Greece has nothing to give.
They have olive oil. You got to say Samsung. I don't know what they sent them,
Maybe
galaxies
they've
or...
donated in kind so people can communicate while in quarantine.
Oh, they would. Yeah, we'll say some Samsung.
That is right, that's right. Greece has given $40,000, while Samsung has donated $1 million worth of smartphones. West Africans can now call Greece and ask for more money. All right, Team Australia. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg or Microsoft's Paul Allen? Who's given more?
I reckon it's Zuckerberg because he's atoning for eating that koala one time.
Exactly why?
OK, at the risk of defamation, I'm pretty sure that Mark Zuckerberg ate a koala.
And other things Ben Jenkins just made up.
Yes, Chaz? You're going to fact-check in the middle of the... I hope you don't give away the answer.
No, I'm going to fact-check Mark Zuckerberg eating koala.
Yes. Correct. Well done. Ben, the show doesn't just work with you answering random questions you ask yourself, OK?
But that's $1 million points, right?
Yeah, that's $1 million points for Ben. Well done. So, are we going to go with Allen or Zuckerberg? Bit of fine here.
I'll go with an Allen.
Yeah, thanks.
Allen.
That is actually right. Mark Zuckerberg has pledged $25 million, while Paul Allen has made the single biggest individual donation of $100 million. Finally, Microsoft are dealing with viruses. OK. And finally, Team Ebola. Who has given more, Australia or Malaysia?
Australia's given 18 million, which is pathetic.
But have they given more than Malaysia?
I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know the facts, and they probably need to be fact-checked. But there are some seriously rich nations on this planet. And
Yes, there are some seriously. That's correct.
So fact number one.
This fact-check thing's working, yeah.
There are some oil-rich nations that for them $1 billion is chump change. We could have the greatest medical facility built. I've seen Scotty Cam build a house in half a day. They could build it.
So I presume all this avoiding the question means you don't know the answer.
I'm going to say Malaysia.
I reckon it's Australia.
All right, then I'm going to go Australia.
That Australia is actually right. Well done. Australia has given 18 million Australian dollars. Malaysia has pledged 20.9 million rubber gloves. Look, at the end of that round, the winner is Team Australia. Well done.
You win everything.
And you win Ebola. Oh. Sorry, Ebola. Remember, it's only dangerous if you exchange bodily fluids with him.
News School, Lesson 23. Don't wheel a massive piece of studio equipment directly in front of your guest. Channel 9, you try.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, they concur with you.
Well,
Perfect. Now, Channel 10.
it actually is based on the 1970s.
Excellent. There were no massive pieces of equipment in front of your guest. ABC.
The whole coal issue in Victoria. I quite like the quote from an unnamed senior.
Fail. See me after class again, ABC.
Now it's time to look over the seas that our land is girt by as we play...
That's Un-Australian.
OK, this news story comes from Mongkok. So, Peter, your job is to firstly point on the map to where Mongkok is.
Right on. Mongkok.
It sounds Italian to me.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tracy?
I think it's in Thailand,
Yes,
but I'm not
it is.
sure.
It's
I wouldn't put
your
my
long
life on
cocky
it.
and Thailand is.
It's sort of near Mongkok.
No, I've got it. Yeah,
East,
That's India.
I think, east.
Which way's east? It's in here.
That's Thailand.
Yeah, because there's Koh Samui. Mongkok is up here. There you go.
All right, well, let's see how you went. There you go. Mongkok is actually an area in Hong Kong. And why has Mongkok been in the news? Here is your clue.
Because it used to be in Thailand.
The world's greatest elevator music. Any idea?
It's where all the protests are at the moment.
It is where all the protests are. Mongkok is where a lot of the protests are at the moment.
Are they using, like, soothing music to calm and becalm the protesters?
I don't think you necessarily need to make them any calmer. Have you seen how calm these protesters are?
Craig's not kidding about that, actually. This is, to give you some point of comparison, this is what an Australian protest looks like. And by contrast, this is what a Hong Kong protest looks like.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Fighting for democracy.
They're so polite.
Yeah, that's great, aren't they? So the world's greatest elevator, that is not the reason.
OK.
Mongkok is the seat of Hong Kong's democracy protests, and sadly, Master of Music Kenny G is in hot water with Chinese authorities after tweeting this photo of himself at the Hong Kong protests with a peace symbol, yes. This may not seem like a big deal, but Kenny G is actually huge in China, and this is true. He plays some of their biggest lifts over there. It's amazing.
Yeah, Kenny G tour T-shirt. On the back, it says, ground, 1, 2. All the levels he plays.
Exactly. They actually play Kenny G music at the end of the day in supermarkets to indicate that they're going to close. And presumably to clear everyone out. I don't know.
I noticed, actually, if you go back to that tweet, that this is what the Communist Party of China sees as absolute proof of subversive intent. I wish everyone a peaceful and positive conclusion.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah. And he's on a blacklist for that.
He backed down from that. Like, how can you back down from that? No, sorry, not peaceful.
I hope everyone fights and this never gets solved.
Hugh, you're a China correspondent. What do you think is going to happen there, Hugh?
Beijing can never, ever allow genuine democracy in Hong Kong, because that's essentially the end of the one-party project. Beijing will never, ever let that happen, even at the price of them never, ever backing another Kenny G concert.
That's cruel and unusual.
It is. I was against China's human rights record, and then when I found out they supported Kenny G, I'm really against it. Anyway, well done, Peter. You didn't get it right, but thank you very much. You got so close. Hannah, you're up for Team Australia now. Come on up. OK, now, this next news story comes from South Kensington, London.
Yep.
Can you first point out South Kensington
on
this map?
You guys. Look, I'm going to take a stab.
Listen to you.
I think it's on the district line.
What colour is that?
That's the Paris Metro, by the way.
Sabotage.
I reckon you see the blue one that goes
This one?
straight up and down?
Yeah, OK, here?
Yeah, that one. So go down onto the green and the yellow. I reckon it's about one move across to the left.
One move to the left?
At a rough guess. It's actually the one in between the two white dots.
That's not a stop, Hugh.
It's a stop, but it's not...
It's a special Hogwarts stop.
You knock thrice and spin.
All right, let's see if you're right. Remington's sabotaging your team.
Show me the embankment.
Yeah.
All right, what is the news story that happened in South Kensington? And here's your clue.
Oh, I know that.
It's a corgi, so obviously the Queen has fired the Prime Minister and replaced him with this adorable dog.
Didn't she bloody...
What you're on about.
Yeah, didn't
Queen's
she tweet?
Queen has
tweet?
tweeted. That's not actually the Queen, folks. That's
All right, that is right. Well done. South Kensington is where the Queen sent her first ever tweet. Thank you, Hannah. Well done. The actual tweet was, the Queen announced an Information Age exhibition at the London Science Museum. Way to get on Twitter, Queen. Great one.
How many times was it favourited?
42,000.
There you go.
I can tell you that, Peter, there was a fair few replies, that's for sure. The Queen certainly discovered Twitter very quickly because 4 minutes after she tweeted that, she got, "Welcome to Twitter, abdicate." And a couple of minutes after that, she got, "Oh Look who we have here, the totalitarian, mass-murdering, Bavarian, inbred paedophile circle. Welcome to Twitter, Queenie.
How many followers does she have?
I'll tell you right now.
Could you please? That would be
fact
great.
checker.
I mean, more importantly, who does she follow? Because she doesn't follow me, I don't think.
Now we got that. Here we go.
The Royal Ballet.
Who's she following?
She follows Aussie Invictus.
Aussie
Invictus.
Joan Rivers.
You know, I like that. She only signed up to follow Joan Rivers to go, outlived you. Look, Tracy, you're active on social media. Were you surprised about the kind of trolling of the Queen immediately?
Not at all. That's what Twitter's all about. I yearn for the days of letters from Angry of Aberdeen. You know, I didn't like that jacket that you wore and your hair doesn't suit you. These days, you're a slut, you're a bitch, you're a mole, you're a dumb blonde. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that female journalists quite seriously
be on
get
Twitter
on
if you're going to submit yourself to that every night?
Look, I've spoken to
Tracy.
Yeah, unfortunately, we still need it for our jobs. As journalists, we have to use new media, same as old media, but we have to put boundaries on it. So block, report, ignore. That's the best advice.
Look, at the end of that round, well done. The winners are Team Australia again. Yes, well done. That means Team Ebola, you have to take the Kenny G CD home. There you go.
Oh, I'm tired of all these old meanings for words. I wonder if the media have any new ones.
Now to Japan, where one special canine is giving new meaning to the term working dog. Suzuki works in a convenience store.
Ah, new meaning for the term working dog. An actual dog literally at work. Very good.
Hollywood superstars Brad Pitt and Matthew McConaughey are giving new meaning to the term neighbourly.
I wonder what the new meaning of neighbourly is.
The pair was caught hanging around on the balconies of their apartments in New Orleans, which happened to be across the road from one another.
Ah, well, no. No, that's the current definition of neighbourly, actually.
It certainly does give a new meaning to boxing kangaroos.
No, it doesn't. Those are kangaroos and they are boxing.
Our next guest is giving a whole new meaning to the term super slimmer.
But the term super slimmer doesn't exist in the first place. It can't have a new meaning.
The first edition Superman comic has given new meaning to Up, Up and Away.
What? The first ever edition of Superman has the oldest meaning of Up, Up and Away.
She loves the Thermomix. It brings new meaning to the word passion.
That's not a thing that it does! Bah! This brings a whole new meaning to idiotic journalism! Oh, wait. No, it doesn't.
OK, let's move on to our next game.
Yesterday's news.
Look, yesterday's news is about this day in history. Like on this day in 1880, bushranger Ned Kelly was sentenced to death, presumably for trying to enter a government building in a metal burqa. OK, teams, this question is for all players. It's about a time when George Brandis made some comments that embarrassed the Liberal government. Obviously, there's a lot of those, so we've narrowed it down to the 29th of October 2003.
The extremely alarming, frightening similarities between the methods employed by contemporary Green politics and the methods and the values of the Nazis.
What was it that made George Brandis draw a comparison between the Greens and the Nazis?
It was when Bob Brown and another Green senator stood up and heckled George W. Bush when he was addressing the federal parliament. It was around the time of the Iraq War.
Let's have a look.
The Prime Minister joined Jewish leaders in disapproving of a comparison between the Nazis and the Greens' behaviour during President Bush's visit.
That is right, well done.
Glad Tracy got that right, because I was going to say when Bob Brown invaded Poland.
What happens when a 60-year-old reporter pretends he's a kid?
Us kids are having a wild old time over here. Speaking of the stuff you were talking about, straight from the sewers of New York City, we got those Nickelodeon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've got Donatella. Donatella over here. We've got Raphael. We've got Leonardo. Leonardo, exactly, and Donatella and Raphael, and it's all happening.
Don't give up, Richard. You're a music expert. Try their favourite band.
Hey, do we love One Direction? No! Gee, I knew we should have rehearsed that. Listen, One Direction have got a new video called Steal My Girl. Do we love Steal My Girl? Fantastic. We talked to Harry and Niall about the brand new video from One Direction. We love him.
So, is Richard Wilkins in touch with the youth of today?
Round 5.
OK, we've come to the end of the show and it's time for our Fast Money round. So hands on buzzers, your time starts now. Melbourne Cup winner or military operation? Gold digger. Melbourne Cup winner or...
Melbourne Cup.
Actually, Gold digger was a counterinsurgency operation in Iraq.
No way.
Yes. Next, clean sweep. Military operation or horse?
Military operation.
No, that is wrong as well. Clean sweep won the Melbourne Cup in 1900.
Oh, wow.
Next, deliverance. Military operation or horse?
Movie. Song.
Movie. No. Military operation or horse?
Military operation.
That's a military operation.
Military operation. That was actually a Canadian peacekeeping mission to Somalia with a confusingly terrifying name. You can both have a point. You both said it. OK. Next category. Is this a TV journalist or a catalogue model for Daymark Fashion and Thermal? What about this guy? Model or journo?
Journo.
Journo? No, that dreamboat is clearly a model. OK, next up. TV journal or catalogue model?
Model.
No, it's a journo.
That's a journo.
It's Ryan Phelan.
It's Ryan Phelan. That's right. One of the most recognisable faces in Australian media, according to his agents, and it's turned out to be correct. Well done. Next category, diet from the news or torture technique. Number 1, drink 8 pints of water quickly.
Torture.
Torture, that is correct. Well done. It's a form of medieval French torture. It worries me how quickly Hugh Rimden knew that. Be fed nothing but 5 pints of ice cream a day.
Lifestyle.
Diet or torture?
That's a diet.
That's a diet?
That's a torture in Wonkaland.
Yes, that is the ice cream cleanse diet invented by Kippy Miller. And don't worry, it's perfectly legit.
Kippy Miller is not a nutritionist, just someone who loves ice cream.
OK, the next one. Only eat milk and honey. Is that diet or torture?
I think a diet, only because it sounds so crazy.
You think it's a diet? No, that's an ancient Persian torture technique basically designed to make your bowels explode.
So that does work as a diet too.
Yeah, exactly. Next, your drinks are laced with butter and oil. Diet or torture?
I reckon it's diet.
Diet, that is correct. Let's see.
It's called bulletproof coffee.
It is very strong, especially up here.
Yes, unlike him. Now, technically, that is a diet, although Ken Sutcliffe wasn't convinced.
It's awful.
OK, final category. Is this a headline from The Age or a porno we bought with taxpayers' money for this segment? First, new mum Megan goes topless.
That's a headline.
That's The Age? Yes, that is The Age. That's clearly from The Age. Next, fetish in the great outdoors, The Age or a porno?
Age.
I've seen that.
No, that's some excellent photojournalism from Picture Magazine. All right, next. Sex dolls have come a long way. The Age or a porno?
That sounds like The Age.
Age?
Yeah, I'm going Age.
Yes, that is a great piece of long-form journalism from The Age. Next, dirty bum stuff, the latest backdoor bongo.
That is the essay, actually.
No, that is actually from a Picture Magazine. And we're not going to show you the picture because you have to go out and embarrassingly buy it yourself like we did, OK? There you go. That's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. And the winner tonight is, of course, Team Australia! Yes! That's 3 out of 3 for the series. Well done, Team Australia. Sorry. Good night. Yeah.